competitive in 2023. This was dropped today, so some of this is news to me. I did know about quite a bit of it beforehand because Mastering Runeterra did the podcast with Ruben Zoo, so I got to hear about this before all the announcements. Some of it, though, I didn't hear about, and I'm pretty excited about. So let's jump into it. Competitive in 2023. We already knew seasonals was going to go away. This is what's going to replace it. Welcome to competitive 2023. We have a lot of change in store for you all, so buckle in for some high-level information on what's coming up. When looking at our competitive systems and what it really meant to refocus on PvP, we asked the community what you wanted from these new systems. From what it to Twitter, Discord calls it DMs, your feedback directed towards the following 4 goals in PvP in 2023. Number 1, more competitive play opportunities, which is important because right now we have none, right? Like the only competitive play opportunities is seasonals every other month, sometimes every 2.5, 3 months, and worlds. And that's it. That's all we have, which is pretty brutal. You have like 4 tournaments, 5 tournaments, and then worlds. And that super sucks because that means that you come in, try really hard for one tournament, and if it doesn't go your way, that's it. You just don't get to play in any tournaments anymore. Your practice means nothing. Ladder doesn't really count, but you were forced to focus on ladder if you want to play competitively, and they're going to talk about that in a bit. Fun and meaningful PvP for all skill levels, which is also important because you could only play competitive if you qualified for seasonals, and Gauntlet was a joke, right? Experiencing variety through new formats. This is kind of exciting because right now we only have one format, and some of the stuff they came up with is wild. And then number 4, prestigious rewards, which at first when they said prestigious rewards, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But like the rewards are really cool, guys. They're really cool. At least I think so. Now, with all this in mind, we made some sweeping changes and are kicking off a fresh new beta season. Since this is a beta, not all the changes will be implemented yet. This will act as a sneak peek of things to come. Feedback's good. Head over to Reddit, click the link, do the thing. All right, so let's look at what's changing. Gauntlets and tournaments. Gauntlets have traditionally been a way to earn prime glory and practice in the same format as seasonal tournaments. We experimented with Time Winder Gauntlets to see how players react to them and gain some valuable insight. Taking these learnings, we created daily rumbles and Runeterra opens. Now, the biggest problem with Gauntlets was they weren't competitive at all. Nobody cared about them, which really sucked because if you were a competitive player looking to get best of 3 practice, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it through Gauntlet because it was so easy. And if you're a player who's just looking to like have fun and try out this format or whatever, there wasn't really any prizes, right? There wasn't like, you're not playing for anything that mattered, and that kind of sucked. So they're looking to change that with these daily rumbles. So the Gauntlet structure has changed with the introduction of daily rumbles. For the beta season, you'll play until you get 6 total wins or 3 total losses. The daily rumble will be a nightly tournament opening in the evening from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. Shard time. That's Pacific for people in Americas. I don't know what the other time zones are. You can only enter the daily rumble once per day, so be ready. Each week, the format of daily rumbles will rotate, providing all styles of players an opportunity to scratch that competitive itch. Here's a sneak peek at the first rotation of daily rumbles. So, Gauntlets. Gauntlets sucked because they only gave you icons. Now they give you stuff. That's cool. We're going to get into that in a second. Here is the new Gauntlet schedule. So these are crazy. The first one is February 8th, February 9th. It's Champions Unlimited Best of 1. Then we have Best of 3. Then we have Best of 3 again. And then we have Free Build Best of 1 and Standard Best of 1. Okay, so format breakdowns. Champions Unlimited Best of 1 means you can have unlimited number of champions, maximum 3 copies of each card, only 2 regions. You build and play 1 deck. Mate, I will eat soup. Thank you for the 4 months in the prime. This means you could have a deck with 15 champions if you really wanted to. You could have a Seraphine, Aphelios, Victor, Zoe, Vi deck. Right? Like that's kind of ridiculous. You could do all that. Try with all the 3 cost PNZ Noct champs. Hell yeah. So that's the first one. That's going to be February 8th, February 9th. Just a fun little Gauntlet thing to kick it off, I think. And then Standard Best of 3. Nothing crazy. But then this one. Look at this one. Free Build Best of 1. Deck building rules. Unlimited champions. You can play every single region. And you can play anywhere between 30 and 75 cards. What? What? There's going to be some wild stuff. What, 30 card deep? Yeah, you could play 30 card deep. It's going to be absolutely insane. And then standard best of one. Nothing too surprising there. And then the daily rumble buy-in, you have to pay 650 green shards or 200 coins, which is, you know, I don't know if I personally can afford 650 green shards every single day. That is kind of a lot. Let's look and do some really quick math. Why don't we? So if I have, if I have a grand total of 632,054 shards. How much does this cost? 650? 632,054 divided by 650. I can play in almost 1,000 daily rumbles without ever getting another shard. So yes, there is a buy-in. It's pretty negligible. What up, Yost? How you doing? Can I open all my loot? No. It's only for beta, and then it will go up probably to, I don't know, 1,000. And then, oh no, now I can only do 800 runs or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty cool. The rewards look like this, because you have 6 wins or 3 losses. So 6 wins, 10 trophies plus contender title, and then a number of trophies going down. We'll go over trophies in a second. So Runeterra opens. In Runeterra opens, you will play until you acquire 8 wins or 3 losses. This is new seasonals. It'll help your brain if you think of Runeterra opens kind of like seasonals, right? Each month, 2 weeks after the update, we will hold a monthly Runeterra open every month. So instead of waiting for 2 months or 3 months for seasonals, it is going to be every single month. This is a large tournament with no entry fee that everybody can participate in. There will be no buy-in. There will be no hitting masters, no last chance gauntlet, nothing like that. You can participate if you want to. You can not play for a month at all, and then you can come in and you can play in the Runeterra Open, which is really cool. It's a large tournament with no entry fee that everybody can participate in. These will have greater rewards and offer more rapid progress to your season rewards track than daily rumbles. We will talk about that later. Provide an opportunity for people to blah 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 play hard games. Tyrannosaurus, take with Prime. It was important to us that anybody can participate with no entry fees for the Runeterra Opens. We really hope that this can be a super exciting moment for the community where everybody can come together and try their hand at competition regardless of how sweaty they are. That's cool. After beta season, this thing coming up is beta season, a second layer of competition will be added to Runeterra Opens, which is going to be the day 2 where you play in the final cut until a winner is announced. So basically, Runeterra Opens are structured like this. I think it's 8 wins, 3 losses. Yeah. And then later after the beta season, so like 2 months or something, there will be day 2 where they play all the way until they get up a winner. Now, until beta season is over, there will be no monetary value attached to the Runeterra Open rewards. Day 2s will be where they pay out cash. So you will have to wait 2 months while they figure out how this works. 2 to 3 months. I'm not exactly sure. While they figure this out before cash rewards are added, but I'm actually really excited about the titles stuff. We'll get to that in a second. But this is just really nice. Like, everybody being able to participate. You get to play up to 3 losses or 8 wins. Like, that just feels really, really good. I think that you get to just open into your Runeterra Open and just play your matches. I do not believe there is rounds where you have to wait for a specific time. I think it is going to be more like Gauntlet, where you just open it up and decide you want to play 1 game right now, and then maybe you want to go to the gym, and then you come back and you play 3 games, and then you go get food, and you come back and you play another 2 games. I think it's like that. And then the top cut will be a timed thing. That is how I believe, which is so awesome. If you haven't played these kind of tournaments before, maybe in like Magic Arena, I cannot express to you how nice this is. Maybe Riot can finally get Florent to play the game. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves now. Yeah, it's like the MTG Arena Opens. We talked about this a lot with Ruben when Jason and I talked to him. We were huge fans of the MTG Arena Opens, and we really wanted something like this, and very, very excited about it. The titles are also really cool, although still haven't really gotten there. And then the Worlds Qualifier opens. Once we finally move out of beta season, every second Runeterra Open in a season is going to be buffed up to a World Qualifier Open. So it's like Seasonal Open, and then the next month, World Qualifier Open. Seasonal Open, next month, World Qualifier Open. All the way down. Placing first in a World Qualifier Open will qualify you for Worlds, as opposed to being qualified for Original Qualifier. I believe there is going to be no 2 steps in Worlds. There's no Worlds where you're qualified for Worlds qualifiers and you have to play it out to be top 16. It is just going to be Worlds, likely something along the lines of a 64 to 128 person tournament with all the regions slammed together, which is so nice because it really sucked to qualify. Like, I've done both, where I qualified for Worlds and then made it to top 16, and where I didn't make it into the top 16 bracket. And it feels so miserable to work so hard all during the year, qualify for Worlds, and then not even get to play anyone outside of your region because you didn't make top 16. It was absolutely brutal. So I'm really happy about this. Aragorn's already qualified, blah, 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 blah. Runeterra points are earned primarily from Oh, did they talk about Runeterra points up here? Okay. Runeterra points are earned primarily from Runeterra Opens and World Qualifier Opens. Additionally, a very small amount can be earned from participating in ladder. During our beta seasons, we will not be awarding Runeterra points. Don't worry about that yet. We want to give you a high-level view of what to expect. So this is after beta. Your biggest chunk of points that qualifies you for Worlds, because you get season points, and those with the most season points will qualify for Worlds. Actual Worlds. Not regional qualifiers. Worlds. And so the largest chunk is World Qualifier Opens. The second largest chunks are Runeterra Opens, right? There's 2 of them. So it's going to Runeterra Open, World Qualifier, Runeterra Open. And then the smaller chunks awarded to ladder and also grassroots tournaments, and maybe a little bit to Muffin Chucker. Thank you so much for the 5 months and the Prime. You don't have to grind ladder to compete. You don't have to grind grassroots tournaments to compete. You can qualify through these tournaments if you want to. If you want to try to get a little bit extra points, ladder and grassroots can make up for it. But that means that when we run our Mastering Runeterra tournaments and stuff like that, we might be awarded some small amount of Runeterra points that help qualify you for Worlds, to really reward the grassroots players and tournament organizers, and that is so cool. Moving on. You let us know that playing all year only to have your journey end at regional qualifiers without facing against the top talent around the globe felt really bad. That's what I'm talking about. So to make Worlds feel even more competitive and rewarding, we constructed a new flow. This year, qualifying for Worlds is going to throw you directly onto the international stage. Thank you. Thank you. There'll be 4 main ways to qualify for Worlds. You earn top cut Runeterra points, cumulative from the entire year. So if you had a really strong year, you can qualify for Worlds. Earn top cut Runeterra points from a specific season. So they're going to take people who had the most from the whole year, and then they're going to take people who had the most from each individual of the 3 seasons. And that's really cool. What if you have like an insane season 2? Season 2 is your season. Ari Kennan's tier 1 again, and your boy's popping off. Maybe I didn't do as good in season 3 because the only good decks is Cat, Gwen, and aggro, and I hate that. But I could qualify just off my season 2 performance. That's really cool. Win a select Runeterra Open, the World Qualifier Opens, take first, or you win a last chance qualifier held leading up to Worlds. Last chance qualifiers are going to look like, I believe, the Runeterra Opens, but it's basically, yeah, they're just going to have like 3 tournaments where first place gets into Worlds, and those are sick. I love last chance qualifiers. They're so fun. Yeah, super, super, super sick. So, they did decide 64 players, group stages replaces regional qualifiers. I fucking love group stages. Double elimination top 16 bracket. Let's go. More Runeterra, more chances to win. We love that. We don't love seasonal elimination, single elimination in Worlds. All right, talk about ladder. Ladder will no longer be an avenue to gain entry to seasonal tournaments because everyone can play. Therefore, ladder will also award fewer Runeterra points than other competitive paths. We're not leaving ladder fans hung out to dry. We're exploring with more ways to reward players who love the climb. Including player titles. Like the top 8 during the beta season will get the righteous title. This is like a thing you can put, and I think it's gonna pop up in the like versus screen. It's gonna be like MajiinBae righteous underneath, or divine flame, or whatever. And then I believe they're trying to find ways to put them actually in the game while you're playing, which is sick. And then icons. You also get like a little bit of points, right, towards the Worlds thing. So PvP rewards, the season badges, which I think look super badass. I don't know about you guys. Kind of a big fan of this. They're a new way to customize your profile and show off your accomplishments. They'll be displayed on the loading screen as you prepare to face off against another player in a match. In the future, your highest season badge from each season will be displayed on your loadout. It must a super awesome beta season badge. Cool. This is what the titles look like. Very excited. I think that's going to be really cool. And then some of them level up. So trophies. Trophies are, really interesting. The third and most mysterious item on the list. We've traditionally had our event passes filled with a bunch of goodies to earn in-game, and that isn't going to change. Simply adding an additional reward path dedicated to and progressed by playing daily rumbles and Runeterra opens. The trophies are going to represent your progress on the season reward track, and it's going to look kind of like this. You unlock more season badges, a prime glory. A prime glory is basically a buy in the Runeterra open. You see this? You can get 2 prime glories by progressing your season path by getting trophies as you move down farther. Can I open this? Nice. So what that means, if you haven't played like Grand Prix from Magics and stuff, buys are the shit. Basically, it's just going to give you like, if you put in the time and the work and you level up your season reward path by doing well in Runeterra opens and doing well in the daily rumbles, then when Runeterra opens come around, or the world qualifier opens, you're going to get free, up to 2, it looks like, free wins in the tournament, which is insane. That's basically, this prime glory is basically what ladder tiebreakers were for seasonals, right? When we would all talk about how insane it was to be able to go 7-2 instead of 8-1, that's what this prime glory is, and now it's available to everybody, not just the people who finish highest on ladder. You need to be able to, like, you got to put in the work, right, to do the to get farther down the event path. But what a cool way to reward people for putting in the time, putting in the work, and doing well. Rolling up at 1 p.m. 3-0. Haven't played a game yet? Yep, that's it, dude. Grand Prix didn't start until the 3-0s started in. Season badges are a unique reward to the season reward track. You may have noticed Prime Glory is missing from the Gauntlet reward list because you can earn it by progressing season reward track. More you win, faster, blah, blah. Full of dedicated developers, blah, blah. We want grassroots tournament support. Possibly tournament creation tools soon. That's a big deal for us as tournament organizers. Possibly cross-card competition. This means playing against the other shards. EU, APAC. Pretty sick stuff. And then, yeah, some FAQs, which I'm not really going to go into. But, yeah. Beta season looking like it's going to last a few months. I'm so excited about this. I don't know how you guys feel, but this looks so good to me. This is exactly what I wanted. I always said that I wanted more tournaments to be able to play in that mattered. I wanted to get rid of the world's regional qualifiers, and I wanted gauntlets to be completely revamped, and they've done all 3 while not invalidating ladder and giving extra support to grassroots tournament, official support to grassroots tournaments. This is such a big deal. This starts in a couple weeks. This should start with the patch that's coming out next week. So excited. What also is really cool is that this allows people, I know this doesn't affect like the majority of players, but it's a really, really big deal for the top players. You no longer have to focus most of your preparation on climbing ladder and then camping, because nobody cares anymore. Because ladder is such a small portion of the point acquisition. You're better off spending your time scrimming. You're better off spending your time in the gauntlets preparing. You're better off maybe testing your like more rogue tournament builds on ladder. You can now do that without worrying about tanking your ranking, and that is so good for us. Oh my god, because that was so miserable. This also opens up a lot of interesting content opportunities, which most of you don't particularly care about. I understand that, but like I get to make content for free build best of one. I get to talk to you about what the best champions unlimited best of one decks might be for Gauntlet, and that's really cool, right? Just like new and interesting stuff. There's always things. It's changing, and we're going to have multiple formats, right? We're gonna have the standard format, and then we're gonna have the eternal format once rotation comes around. Honestly, just incredibly excited, so stoked, and I hope you guys are really excited too. So that's all I got on this announcement. Thank you guys for coming. See you next time.